Decisions. Oh boy, have I been making so many decisions over the last 2 years. Self-doubt included, holding me up and holding me back on releasing something I said that I wanted to do 1.5 years, 2 years ago. No more of that. The TR book box, Amaranth's library, chapter reads on the Myrna Annals' own YouTube channel are now finally a thing. Let's talk about them kind of one at a time, starting as you all voted for it, following me along as I recap some decisions I made for the TR book box. See you soon. Oh, welcome on back, everybody. My name is Jenna O'Malley. I am your soul writer, author of sci-fi fantasy with dashes of romance and nerdy references, such as the Myrna Annals and related tales, including the Taelangica, The Crusaders of Luxander Shoals, launching January 11th, 2026. And, of course, alongside what I do, I love to rock out with you soul bards in our pace and our time and our stride. Ignore the frizzy hair. I braided it last night, washed it after dyeing it, and can't do a thing with it. And no, that's not new growth. I missed a spot. Welcome on in, everybody. So a couple of videos this month to start the new year on the Tiara book box. I have my main questions that guided me on this journey, and I have a kitty scratching on yon door to get in. We'll see how long it takes for me to finally cave, because Loki does not always need to get her way. Anyway, so how often does the book box come out? I would like to make a new addition to my book box once a quarter. This gives me time to get pre-orders in, more about that process in a moment. Allows me time to do various things like getting the stuff. I'm collaborating with a lot of the things that go into my book box. The local metaphysical shop, Laloon Metaphysical, is supplying a mixture of herbs and crystals for each of them. I am also working with the Glitter Goth, who I met at Sci-Fi Valley Con. Yeah, I could totally make Ian's stuff and Neftiri's stuff for making wax melt smell good. She has one that's literally called Phoenix. So, Glitter Goth, I'm going to pick up with you for those. I have some bookmarks I already ordered that are character specific of Neftiri. I have the copies of book 1 to get rid of in the process of things. I am considering who to reach out to. Another question upcoming on that. So you see where it's like, I need time to get stuff together. And therefore, question number 2, are all the boxes continually available? Or are they limited time? Once they're gone, they're gone. Since I'm doing once a quarter, I'm going to leave up the order form once it's up. This is the first couple I'm doing. Now, I might switch models down the road, but there's a couple popular models here. You can either do a pre-order model. You can do a leave them all up there and let them pick model. You can do a I have X amount, come buy them. That's your limited drop. So in my brain, am preparing for 25. Based on what I did for my Kickstarter previously, I am safe doing 25 for the first one. I think in the course of 3 to 6 months between in-person and virtual, I'll get rid of them. I kind of further tested this with my book bag deal at my table when I did my book tour. And that kind of told me answers to other questions further down on this list. So before we get much further, number 3, is there a theme? I am going with a weekend with mindset for my first several boxes. This is a carryover from the model of my Kickstarter. And a lot of people did agree that this probably would be way better for a book box than a Kickstarter. So we're going to do a weekend with Ian and Neftiri as the first one. And that'll have just some feel-good things to keep you cozy while reading. Some candles, a spell jar bottle, some pretty crystals, wax melts, pens, bookmarks, tumblers to hold your drinks in, and I am looking at a couple of different tea and or other beverage package options to like get a big pack of them and parcel out, kind of like I am with the herbs from Laloon. So that's why the theme is a weekend with. So everything in Ian and Neftiri's box, scent, smell, colors-wise, and so on, relates to them as a couple. I could see where you could do a quarterly books box about a trope that your books do. Say, for example, you want to do found families only. Therefore, which books are you including can help answer your theme. And what merch are you including can also help answer your theme. So I am fortunate in that I'm going to be repurposing some things that sold well at book tour table stuff. The biggest hit, I'm not going to lie, I have these D20 keychains with little dragon claws clutching like a pearlescent looking little orb. Yeah, those sold like hotcakes. I plan on including more keychains like that. And also a lot of my bookish related ones. Those ones I have are going in with Ian and Neftiri. It's like just one more chapter, it says, and things like that. Therefore, 4 and 5, what books, what merch, they can go hand in hand. Kind of like I alluded earlier. Phoenix themed things relate directly to Neftiri, playing on the fact that in a lot of prayer and spell work for the goddess Nephthys in Kemetic studies, she's, by those of us who follow her, cite her as a mother of phoenixes. That carries over into Neftiri being a flaming war mage, if you get what I mean. And, well, okay, I'm sorry, ma'am, flaming astral war mage. Oh my goodness, don't forget the astral stuff she didn't want to learn. Anyway, you can see where that allows me to kind of really overlap things thematically into the box. Now, Ian is a sailor. I would be remiss if I didn't somehow put something sailing related in this book box. So I'm looking around at different items and ideas for that. Somebody suggested that I should put chocolate coins. I said, that is a clever idea, because what does he smell like? Leather, sea salt, a hint of chocolate. Prior to meeting the glitter goth and finding out she already had a Phoenix mix, I was poking her brain about actually making wax melts themed to my characters. And she has a copy of book 1, so she knows what Ian smells like. And I've been told she has ideas. So we're going to be sitting down for a meeting here soon. So in that regard, question number 6, is it collaborative? Oh, yeah. Not just the merch I'm doing is with a lot of small business owners that do stuff I don't do. Because for another example, one of the other people I plan on working with does resin stuff, and she makes these pens that are encased in resin, and I want her to do astral realm encased pens because writing is so important to Neftiri, and she has this ability that she develops kind of at the end of book 1 and really hones in book 2, where she learns how to project herself and write stuff that people can actually read. So that's kind of that tie in there. Is it collaborative in regards of how you advertise it? Perhaps. Maybe you're doing a street team or getting people you met in other arenas of book blasts, Stuff Your Kindle days, to ask them, could you share this in your newsletter swaps? But also, yeah, I'm considering which one of my indie author vampire friends I want to include as an add-on book to this. Rachel, Rhiannon, a couple other of you, you're on my list. I keep jokingly saying I need to hold off the collaboration with Rachel until I get to book 3's book box for a weekend with Frey and Lee, just because Sebastian and Frey would have a lot to talk about. Oh boy, would they have a lot to talk about. Anyway, so I'm kind of thinking of swapping in some of Rhiannon's Scottish vampires for my first book box as an add-on option. Basically, what would happen is, for authors, I'll sit down and ask, do you want me to make this like a link that's hidden on your website where they get a discount for buying it through me as an add-on as part of the collab, or do you want me to buy several of your books and put them in the boxes? That's also an option. I wouldn't really make anything, just make sure they get a sale is where I'm at. I don't want to make anything commission-wise off their books. I just want to swap in and help a fellow friend get some more readers as part of their readership. if that makes sense. So when you go into the collaborations, know what you want these collaborations to have as their goals. For me, it's exposing people I adore to other small businesses, books and not, that they too could learn to adore. Therefore, how do you advertise it? I mentioned you could use street teams that you've worked with in the past, people you may have done newsletter swaps with or worked collaboratively with before in any way, shape, or form to do, book advertisements in any way you like for your books. I'm a part of the Indie Authors Collective, and we tend to do a lot of different events together. So I'm sure if I were to reach out to their admin and be like, hey, I'm doing this really cool thing, do you think anyone would want to swap? I talk about their thing, they talk about my thing. So just know what you want to do, and it's never too late to start. I mean, I'm literally starting this out of trunks in a corner of my office. I know firsthand what it means to start something out of the corner of an office. Go back to my very first live stream for Heart Breathings, or my very first vlog I ever did on here. I keep those videos public and available for a reason. I literally started that in a corner of my childhood bedroom I was paying to rent to live out of. So, yeah, things are allowed to start out of a corner of a bedroom or a corner of an office or a random corner somewhere in the common areas of your house. Dreams come true. They happen. Oh boy, do they happen. What are some of your goals for 2026? And if you're interested in maybe collaborating with me, reach out. Above all, your voice matters. It's time to break through and rock it.